Hi everyone, Simon Keeling here. It is Sunday the 23rd of September. Thanks for watching weatherweb.net. If you're in the south of the country, hope you're not feeling too cold and wet this afternoon. It really is a horrible one out there, isn't it? But across the north, as you can see on the chart here, it's generally dry and the sun is out. So we've got contrasting conditions across the country right at the moment. Now, as always, the sites get free of charge by the adverts that you see around and about the screen here. So if you see an advert you like, it's that's generating the revenue that keeps the site free of charge. So thanks for coming back and watching, and also thanks for telling your friends about it. For some time we've been talking about this colder, more unsettled, wetter end to September, and that's certainly where we're going into this afternoon. This is the area of low pressure that's been pushing the heavy rain northwards through England and Wales and parts of Ireland during the course of this afternoon. And I think through the course of tonight it looks as if it's going to continue to do so. The wind's picking up too, and it looks like by the morning we've got this heavy area of rain across southwest England, Wales, the western and northern Midlands and northern England, as well as gale force winds across northern parts of England, and starting to move into the southwest as well as the low moves northwards. And it just brings us a very wet start to the day tomorrow across much of the Midlands, southeast England, Northern Ireland and northern parts of England. We could be looking at 3 inches plus of rain across some parts of central and northern England, as well as Wales and Northern Ireland. And just look how windy it is by tomorrow at midday as the rain moves into Scotland. This is widespread gales across Scotland, across northern England, and also across the southern parts of England and Wales as well. So really it's going to be a horrible one on Monday afternoon. And then the low pressure area just drags its way northwards through tomorrow evening, bringing heavy rain across Northern Ireland and into northern parts of England. Still gale force winds, severe gales across Scotland, and dry weather coming into the south, but some heavy showers into western Wales and southwest England, and staying quite windy there as well. And then overnight, while the area of low pressure stays over the Irish Sea as we head in towards Tuesday morning, and we find another area of heavy rain then coming into western Wales, more heavy rain across Ireland, and more heavy rain again across Scotland, particularly in the east, and very windy here as well with gales. More gales to come across southern and eastern parts of the country by Tuesday morning, well, across the southern coast. I think elsewhere it's just breezy. Should be quite a bright and dry start to the day, however, across eastern England, and I think through the afternoon on Tuesday that low is just around, so we find most of the rain across Wales, southwest England as well. Elsewhere, sunshine and showers, some of them very heavy and blustery, and some thunderstorms across the southern coast, and quite windy along the southern coast too. Gales for western Scotland, for western parts of Ireland as well, and just breezy everywhere. Best of the weather though, I think, for northwestern Scotland, which is where we'll see the best of the sunshine. And then overnight into Wednesday, well, low pressure still there. Look, more persistent rain again across Wales, across southwest England, western parts of the Midlands. I think eastern parts of the country probably drier and clearer too. Drier too across much of Scotland and Northern Ireland, but staying windy out here in the west. Gales across eastern and southern parts of Ireland. And then through Wednesday, low pressure still there, so showers and heavier spells of rain rotating around the low. We really could see some very high rain totals coming through by the time we're getting into Wednesday evening. We could be looking at 4 inches plus in some places. Best of the conditions again across Scotland, across western parts of Ireland, and I think really we see little change as well as we're going towards Thursday across the south of the country. Still heavy showers around through Thursday, but the good news is you can see here, look, that ridge that just builds into the north here across Scotland, that signals the end of this low and things starting to settle off a little bit. I think we'll find the low drifting southwards into Friday, and probably through Friday we'll find heavy showers or some longer spells of rain across England and Wales, most of them down to the south, just more scattered elsewhere, and very few across western Wales. The ridge of high pressure building in, bringing some good spells of sunshine, and probably quite a cold morning on Friday morning across parts of Scotland, the northwest of England, and also across Ireland. And then I think into next weekend the ridge is in, so it actually looks at the moment as if Saturday morning probably could be a cold one again across most of the country. There could be a frost in many places on Saturday morning, and then with this ridge in, I think we'll find a pleasant day with plenty of sunshine around, although a front just drifting into northwest Scotland, bringing some outbreaks of drizzle and rain there. And then for next Sunday, well, we're going to find a weak front just coming into the west, bringing some showers to western Scotland, through Ireland, western Wales and northwest England, but elsewhere across the country it looks like being a dry and a fine day Saturday, I think good spells of sunshine, and again next Sunday morning it could be quite a cold start to the day. And then for the beginning of October, well, the first chart is out for the 1st of October on the GFS. There we go. I think a trough just coming eastwards overnight, bringing some showers into Wales and southwest England. Sunshine and scattered showers across much of England and Wales through the day. Heaviest of the showers for western Scotland, where it will be breezy again, but I think drier and brighter across eastern Scotland and the east of Ireland. Now, let's take a little look ahead further forwards, because this is the temperature and rainfall chart from the GFS ensemble, and notice all this rain packed into this week, but then look, it goes much drier for this first week of October. Temperatures starting to recover a little bit as well, and this is the 7 to 10 day mean of the 500 millibar chart, valid from next Sunday through to Wednesday the 3rd of October. ECMWF on the left, GFS on the right, and just look, these red colours here indicating heights above normal during that period. So this indication of conditions improving during that early part of the month is stacked up throughout by the ensemble model. So to put some meat on those particular bones, this is the GFS ensemble. This is our trough from this weekend, but just watch what happens. Look, as we go through the coming week, the trough and the area of low pressure and the upper low associated with it gradually warm through. They collapse off into Europe by next weekend, and then we get this ridge here, look, building up. Now what's happening here is this is warm air that's just pumping in from the coast, from the eastern coast of the States, to build this ridge in the Atlantic. The ECMWF tries to get it built in. It can't really make it completely because of this low up to the north, but what's happening is this warm air is coming up against this low, meeting cold air coming down from the pole. It's strengthening the jet that's to the northwest of Scotland, deepening this low, but what that in turn does is it allows the ridge to build down to the south, and that's the process that's going to be taking place early October. It means that northern and western Scotland may see some rain. It means that Western Ireland can't be kept completely dry, but what it does do is it looks as if this early part of October, despite going breezy, sees the ridge build across England and Wales, and probably affects eastern Scotland as well, and brings us this drier and brighter first week of October. That ridge is definitely there and continuing to build. Look, and that's the chart for the 8th of October, and still the ridge is in with the jet stream further north. So there does seem to be this improvement process taking place. However, I have a suspicion that what will happen is after this is that the jet will become more westerly. It will break through. I think a trough will start to dig into the west of the British Isles, and what we'll find is that from about the 10th or 11th of October, perhaps a little bit later, we'll see a return of the westerly jet stream, which will bring more unsettled conditions across most of the country. So I think that second half of October is going to go into autumn proper. That's when we're going to see some very wet and potentially windy weather. Now, I just wanted to leave you with this one, just an interesting aside. This is the CFS model from today. Now, this is the long range model. You have to take it with a pinch of salt, but it's good for guidance. The CFS, for example, picked up on the colder unsettled end of September at the beginning of August, so it does have some track record. So this is the chart for the week ending temperature. This is mean surface temperature for the week ending the 7th of December. Just look at these temperatures, 3s, 4s and 5s, cold weather coming in at that beginning part of December. And then look what it does then for the next week. This is for the week ending the 14th of December. Look at this, 2 to 4. It's cold once again. And then we go on to 4-week spells. So this is the chart for the 4 weeks ending the 11th of January. So this is from the from around the 14th of December through to the 11th of January. And just look at that, 1s, 2s and 3s. It's keeping us cold right the way through the December Christmas period. Now, of course, this could be way off, so you do have to bear that in mind. But it's just interesting to take a look at, isn't it? You know, just to see what's on there, to see how the GFS sees the CFS sees things stacking up, and I think that's quite an interesting forecast, because I'm still going to stick with this idea of near normal winter temperatures interceded with cold spells that perhaps last for 5 or 6 days, and probably 3 or 4 of those spells for the winter. But it's just interesting that the CFS has made such a big deal of that throughout effectively the whole of December, and just look how cold Central Europe is. That's a really cold run of the CFS. Don't get excited about it just yet. It's likely not to happen, but it's interesting to start watching it to see if it's consistent, to see if it does this more than once, to see if this story that it's starting to sell of a cold December starts to build. If it does, then we probably need to take it a little bit more seriously. But for now, that's all for now. Again, just to remind you, the sites get free of charge by the adverts you see around the screen. So thanks again for watching. Thanks for clicking on the adverts, going through to them, using the adverts. That's the way we generate revenue. So thanks for watching, and keep the sun shining, and try and keep dry if you can. Bye for now.